This is me a few months ago hitting 315 on bench press for the first time. In this video, I will be explaining how I achieved this lift that so many lifters dream to achieve. First thing is first though, in case. Disclaimer, this is not medical advice. So if you do not seek medical attention and decide to try what I'm saying in this video and it ends up killing you, it's not my fault or my responsibility. Great, now we got that out of the way. Let's get into this. The first thing is to know that recovery and training are the two big things. If you could split your whole routine with training and stuff into two categories, it's training and recovery. Recovery is the most important, with training still being obviously important, but it is second to recovery because you need recovery to live, basically. It's food and sleep, but we'll get into that. The first thing is, of course, 8 hours of high quality sleep. That is what I did most nights leading up to this lift. Now, the second thing is the nutrition aspect. Now, I was mostly eating nutrient-dense foods throughout the entire days leading up to this lift. Things like eggs, beef, whole milk, spinach, oatmeal, fruits like kiwis, perhaps avocados, almonds. These were pretty regular on my diet for the most part. Another thing to add is that you need to eat enough. So this is the next thing on the list, is to bulk or at least maintain. That's what I did for the last few months leading up to this lift. My weight was around 180 pounds a few months before it, and on the day of the lift I was like 186. So, a little bit of a surplus there. The timing, I also do believe is important, although I don't know if I have the best approach. Mine was 2 big meals and 1 small meal. That tended to work for me pretty well. The 2 big meals were at noon and at 7 p.m., which was right after my workout. My workout was from 5 to 7 usually. And my last meal was 6 eggs every night, a little bit before bedtime at night. So if I went to bed at 11, I would eat it at 10 to 10:30. Next up on the list is hydration. My hydration usually consisted of 1 gallon of water a day and a half gallon of whole milk or 2% milk every day. By the way, whole milk is actually more hydrating than water due to the electrolyte content. So, fun fact there. All right, without further ado, training. My training consisted of a well-structured program overall. So for me, that would be training my full body 2 to 3 times a week, 3 ideally. Once again, that goes back to my recovery. If I had a really good multiple days of recovery in a row, then 3 days a week. If I struggled to sleep or I wasn't able to get a full meal in, then I might have to cut it to twice a week. But 3 was ideal. And specifically for bench press, I was benching 4 times a week the last few weeks leading up to my 315. And that's because sort of the principle of specificity. I was training a skill kind of, doing a specific lift more often, more frequently, because strength, and especially strength in a particular lift, is a skill. So I got to train that more times, and I noticed that I was shooting up in numbers. Even in my training, I was breaking multiple plateaus. I was hitting new rep PRs that were kind of unexpected to how I usually do. And that was that. I also trained bench variations along with my basic bench, which was sort of like normal tempo down, a slight pause, and it all the way up. Maybe not a powerlifting competition standard pause, but a little pause. And I was doing the variations 1 to 2 times per week. So the normal bench variations was done 2 to 3 times per week. And the variations that I did included heavy negatives, ultra long pauses, different tempos. So some of them were slow and controlled eccentrics with a full pause on the chest, and then as explosive as I can on the way up. That was, for example, one of the things that I did sometimes. Larson press, narrow grip, and yeah, that was that. For the volume, I usually did 3 to 4 sets of 3 to 8 reps, but that could go as low as doing a single to as high as 16 reps, which I was able to burn 16 touch and go reps with 225 before the 315. The intensity was usually around a 1 to 2 reps in reserve, most sets. Sometimes the last set was done till failure. I'd also like to make a point that I was still training, like I said, full body, usually 2 to 3 times per week. I was doing squat, deadlift, and bench, so I was in prep for a powerlifting meet. And I unexpectedly hit the 315 a few weeks before the comp. And when I hit it, I wasn't even expecting it to hit it that day, but I felt really good, decided to go for it, hit it for a clean rep, as you could see. And I actually did not hit that same number in comp. I hit 297, and I believe the two biggest factors was the strict competition rules and the difference in weight, because I had to get under 181.5 pounds for that competition. Now I want to make it clear that this video was mainly to show what I did and how I achieved the 315 bench. And if you, with obviously medical consent, attempt to take notes and try any of this, then great. Hopefully I helped. And remember, the most important thing is to do what works for yourself. For me, this routine worked. I was in school while I was doing it, so that plays a role in the timing of when I can do certain things. But I found a pretty good routine, stuck with it for a while, and that consistency is really what got me there with the recovery and with the training. Now I started lifting more seriously in January of 2022. I achieved the 315 in September of 2025, so it took me roughly 3 years and 9 months of somewhat good training to get it. Obviously, like I would say the last year and a half leading up were way more productive. I made actually more gains despite the newbie gain phase. I made more gains in the later years of my training up to this point. So yeah, that is what good recovery and nutrition and diet and all that stuff can do. So that's it for today. Have a good one.